All right, this is how I do kefir. You can see down there at the bottom of the bottle, of the jar, it's got some clear area. That tells me that it's ready to be harvested. So it's been in there about 24 hours. Time to rock and roll. Okay, so you just need a strainer or a colander, something, and a bowl for it to be strained into. And then I've got a spatula to press it through. You'll see it's kind of thick. So it's just a regular old largemouth mason jar, or ball jar actually. And it's got this lid on top, and on the lid you can see here at the top it's got an open position, which it is currently in. That's what I leave it in to do the process, and then I'm just going to turn it to take it off. All right, so now I got it a little bit loose so I can do it with one hand, and I'm just going to take the top off, maybe. And you can kind of see this is the lid that I think you might be able to buy at Walmart. I'm not sure where this came from. Shannon got it. So set that aside. And then I'm going to pour this in there. You can kind of see how the seeds have kind of formed a little bit on top. Separated our curds and whey, so you can kind of see all the way around kind of fermented stuff going on there, or cultured. All right, so it's really more about this than it is me. Make sure you get this on. Okay. So I just want to pour this in here and keep this spatula is basically to keep it from splattering. So I've got that poured in there, and then I'm just going to scrape out the good stuff that's stuck to the jar as best I can. And then scrape that out. And then I'm just going to press through this with the spatula. Just press it through. Like I said, I've got a strainer, but you can use like a colander, like a thin grooved or thin hold, small hold colander. And you can press on those seedlings or whatever they are, those microbes. You can press on them pretty hard and they're not going to go through the holes, which is why I want something with small holes in it. And then I'm just going to scoop up those microbes, and I'm just dumping them back in the jar for my next batch. So those are in there. I'll leave those, and then I just want to get all that I can out of here. And dump those in there. And then you can see on the bottom of my strainer, I've got some kefir, so I just want to scrape that off. And then make sure I got all my seeds out of there. And you can actually you can put, if you're making a drink right now, you can just put those in your drink, or you could just eat those. Whatever you want to do. Because eventually those will multiply, and depending on the milk that you use, I always use whole milk, but if you can get, I think, the non-pasteurized or non-homogenized, I'm not sure.
I think it's non-homogenized.
Non-homogenized, I've noticed that they'll multiply faster, and the more you have in your jar for producing your kefir, the faster it'll produce. So I'm just gonna set this over here and rinse it out. Give this a little stir. You can see the consistency. Just give this a little stir. Oh, you can pause it.
I'm gonna pause it now.
All right, so you just need a pitcher to keep your harvested kefir in. And again, I'm going to use the spatula to keep it from splashing too much. I don't know where the best angle is, but just pouring it in there. And you just add it to what you've already got in your pitcher. Won't hurt a thing. I mean, after all, it's cultured milk. It's not going to get, it won't go bad, I don't think. I mean, I've never experienced it going bad, so. And right now, of course, the jar that's been out has been in that room temperature. So, anyway, and then, ooh, looks like I got something in there. So I'll just give this a stir. Oh, goodness. Stir it up. You can kind of see the consistency of that. Rinse that off. All right, leave that. Put my lid back on my kefir. I'll be putting that in the refrigerator. And then I like to take a paper towel and just wipe off the kind of around the lid or the top, the mouth a little bit. Get that off there. I don't know that it's completely necessary, but I'm doing it. And then I got my seeds in there. Taking my whole milk. And I'm not going to drink all of that. And I'm not going to drink enough of that probably to make a whole nother jar. A whole nother jar. So I'm just going to fill it up about that full or so. And then my lid on. And then this little deal right here, want to make sure it is turned to open. And then once I've got that, I'm just going to set it over here to the side. And I'll just leave that sit there. And in about 24 hours, it'll be ready to harvest some more. That's all.